Hello and welcome to Lightup UG, where we share thoughts, a platform where you can bring in your thoughts as well, which would be highly welcome, and a place where you can pick a thought, go try it out, share it with a friend, and so that we can build this strong parenting community for our communities, for our society. In our series, we will always now continually give very short presentations just to provoke a thought. And this is one of them. So, a friend of mine recently, we were having a conversation and I asked him a question. And of course, he gave me a response, but it kind of built this idea. And I said, okay, I think I need to take this same question on the platform and ask people and see what they think about it. And then so that they can kind of give it a deeper thought. And I asked this friend of mine that as a parent, when you're gone at some point, and this will happen, not to scare you, from your child. And when I say when you're gone from your child, it could be that you've really left this world, packed your bags, your lifespan has come to an end and you've departed the world. Or when your when your child grows and they leave your home and then now you live with your spouse and they've gone on to start their own life. So I asked my friend, when that happens, regardless, whichever way, what do you think your children will miss most about you? And of course, he took some time to respond to this, and he talked about several things. But it's the same question I would have for you. Think about a time, it could be that your son or your daughter is about 10, 15, 20, okay? For 20, then it means they're leaving tomorrow. For 5 years or 10, you still have some time with them. So no panic, no worry. But there will come a time when they will leave. Okay? There will come a time when the two of you will be separated. That's going to happen, and it's inevitable. Not to scare you, but what do you think they will miss most about you when that happens, when that time happens, when that inevitable moment arrives? Okay? Now, I'll just pick one of the responses that my friend gave and when we were having this conversation. But I wanted to kind of provoke and think that, look, when we are raising our children, we do a lot of things with them. We provide for them. We're always there for them. And we practically live with them, okay? But when I talk about a moment, it's a specific moment. It's something that you do, or whether you do it consciously or unconsciously, but that it's the one thing that they'll miss most about you. Okay? Now let's go back to the simple basics. We are parents. We are the protectors. We are providers, meaning that we do everything we can for them. For our children, we take them to school. We buy clothes. We pay for their school fees. When they're sick, we look after them. We'll ensure that we celebrate all their birthdays. We virtually do everything. And yet when someone like me comes up with that question, you're like, come on, Mona, how can I just pick that one or two most important elements that you deem important, that then that is what they will remember about me? And I ask it for a very simple reason. That regardless of whether we do all these things, there are those priceless moments that we spend with our children. And these moments sometimes come in form of you sitting with them and having conversations with them. They come in form of you sitting with them and reading them stories from the books. It comes from you sitting with your daughter and having a cup of tea with them. It comes from you spending time every time they have a holiday and say, hey, let's go out. Let's just do a drive. Let's go up country. Come and move with me. And that during that moment, that intimate moment with your child, your son, your daughter, it's what for them they regard as so priceless. I can't pinpoint a specific moment or a specific activity, but I hope I can share, and I'm giving you some of these tips for you to understand that within the realm of how you spend moments with your child, and I mean that you spend that time creating these priceless, intimate moments, okay, is what they will take and keep in their heart. It's what gives them a lot of closeness, brings them closer to you, and that they feel that you're giving them the time and that you are spending all that precious time with them. So when you typically ask a child that what is the most important or the most prized or enjoyed moment that you spend with your parent, they'll be able to pinpoint it out. But in most of the times, you'll be surprised those moments and the way they paint them, and for them, what that moment means. And then you will realize that your daughter, one day when they choose to leave your big mansion or your big house or your ranch or your estate, they'll live in an apartment, a very small home, a very small apartment, or they'll leave the country and go and work and the like. But if they're asked later, what do you miss most about the time you spent with your parents? Many of them will never point to those mansions or the ranches or the fancy dinners or whatever they want. They'll speak of very, very intimate, priceless moments. And you will realize then that the moments that they talk about don't even cost you money. No. But that you just chose as a parent to say, I always want to make it a routine to spend this little time with my child, and we can do these simple things, but we are really using our time. That moment is really, really intimate, and it's so important. And what do you do when you achieve that? You give them that priceless moment, you give them beautiful memories, but at the same time, you plant a seed for your grandchildren. That they will go on to live their lives and they will value that and also practice it with their own children. And I think if you talk about building bridges and then building generations, this is one way you can do that, or this is one small and really costless way you can contribute. So I hope you can take that thought and you can build on it and really begin building those moments. There are moments that you have to invest in, but that investment is really, really worth it. Thanks for watching. And as I said at the beginning, if you feel that these thoughts are really helpful, share them with a friend, share them within your network of peer parents. And if you want to reach out to us with a question, we'd be happy to receive that question. If you want us to talk to you, you can always call on 0776 243330. We'll see you next time.